everybody, welcome to Evil Cheese. We have got a couple of new games that were sent to us by the maker of Catch 33.
Buddy Pal Games.
Buddy Pal Games. And so we're going to talk about both of these together in this review today.
Yeah.
And talk about what we like, what we would like more of, what we would like less of, and in some ways tell us what these games remind us of and how we feel when we're playing them. Which one do you guys want to tackle first?
Bonsai!
All right, so Bone-Zai 5 is essentially a variant of Yahtzee. If you played Yahtzee, you're about 90% of the way there, but there's some neat little twists and turns here. Each player will be given a score sheet, and players will do 3 rolls per turn, just like Yahtzee. They're going to roll the dice once, keep whatever ones they want, re-roll again, they could stay, or they have one more roll of any combination of dice, and that is the end of their turn. Just like in Yahtzee, whenever you roll the dice here, you're going to have to lock in one of these scoring parameters. So I could score my odds here at the top. Total only odds, if all 5 add a bonus 20 points. So that'd be great. So that may be something that I go for while I'm rolling. There's also different combinations here, like by 3s, total multiples of 3. By 4s, total multiples of 4. And you get bonuses for having all 5. What is a little different about this game is if you go for the extreme ones, like this here, a sequence of 5. So if all 5 dice are in order, like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and anything like that, if you declare you're going for that after your 3rd roll or before, you may roll an additional 2 times to try to get that. And these have very large bonuses if you're able to accomplish it. Now, if you're unsuccessful, you get to add the highest sequence for pity points. So going for the big ones and not getting anything won't completely dump you or what's the word I'm looking for? Bust. You won't bust. And the main difference with the dice in this game is there's all different kinds of dice. There's a D6, there's a D8, there's a D10, D12, and D16. Players will do this until all categories have been filled up, and they will total their score, and the highest total is the winner.
When you're comparing this to Yahtzee, which one do you prefer?
You know, here's my thought is that I've played Yahtzee so much, I'm not like super excited about playing game because I'm just not sure I'm going to get a different experience than what I've had before. So if you told me to choose between them, I would choose Bone-Zai. I would choose this one because it's a different experience and one that I haven't fully explored yet. Right.
Sure.
Now, is it the most original concept? No, I don't think so. It is recycling. Is any game? I think that's a fair question.
Unless you invented the playing card.
Right. Exactly. No, that is. I think that is absolutely fair. You know, but I don't want to sell it as a completely different new experience. It's Yahtzee centric, but I think it takes a couple of interesting steps away from Yahtzee during that time.
And one of the things I really like about this game is the when you go for the all 5 numbers, you get those 2 extra rolls.
Yeah.
So that's just a little bit more
on the pad. There's like the pinkish areas. You could kind of risk it for the biscuit in some of those areas. So there's definitely some differentiation of those types of things.
Here's where I think this game is best played. It's 1 to infinity players.
Whoa.
Wow.
So
if you play with infinity players, it's probably going to take
a while.
time.
Yes.
This is a good game to have beer and pretzels, as they say, or something like that. And you can have other things going on while you're also playing this game. You don't have to be engaged during other people's turn. That's kind of nice to do every once in a while. You know, I have a conversation, check my phone or
how do you play this game? Here's your pad.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah, do it. And, you know, you can still be socializing, and this is something that could just be going on sort of as the night is unfolding that is accessible to
True.
a wide swath of people.
Yeah.
So I really like it. I'm giving it a recommendation.
I would say I like it. I wouldn't say I'm like super enthusiastic about it, but
I don't think that's what it goes for though. Either.
No.
It's more of it's just kind of an accoutrement.
right.
To
I mean,
to a game session.
I think it definitely does what it sets out to do.
Yeah.
And it's a small, inexpensive game that you can take out and play pretty quickly. I do really like the educational component to it because of course, whenever you're playing a game, I think about my kid and I think about, wow, okay, Calvin's doing algebra. Calvin's doing algebra right now. He might.
I didn't think about that too, but that's also a great use for that too. And it is fun. I mean, it's fun to figure out, like, should I be going for numbers that start with T right now? Should I be going for prime numbers? Should I try to do them in a
start kind of processing?
It's like a thinking man's version of Yahtzee.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go. Which is more fun than regular Yahtzee.
Yeah. So, and Casey, any final thoughts on your?
I would recommend it. Yahtzee isn't a game just base where I'm like, let's play that over like anything else really.
Especially with your affinity for dice.
Right, and I was going to say that's one little drawback for me with this one is the bigger spread of dice means there's a little bit more luck involved.
It's hard, it's hard sometimes to do. I mean, keep in mind when you're rolling a D20 and you're trying to and that's the one.
It is not a D20; it's a D16.
I think it's the biggest.
I'm sorry.
But even then, you're.
I mean, even then, I've got to try to roll this one number on D16. It's like.
It's hard to get.
Yeah. So, all right.
It's hard for everybody.
So, Bone-Zai. Okay,
good.
Boom. And now we will move on to Power Advance. Yeah. Build your deck, save the planet.
All right, I'm going to give a very brief overview of Power Advance, but this is a very straightforward deck builder game, essentially, in the realm of something like Dominion, let's say. But players are going to start with a starting deck of cards with very basic cards on them. These cards are going to have point values that will be used to buy cards out here in the market area, or if you have 7 or more value accumulated by playing your cards, you can go into the vault area, and the vault area is where you will score points. And or combinations of different types of renewable energies. So for this turn here, I will play these cards one at a time here, and I am generating $4. The cost of the items in the market is in the top left corner here. In this situation, if I do not have the ability to buy anything, you will add another one to the row until there is something you can buy. So, hey, great. This costs 2. I'll buy this. I have 2 left over. I was able to purchase something, so my turn would be over. Cards that you purchase go in the discard pile, and when you get through your deck here, you will shuffle the discard pile into your deck. Very, very standard for deck builders. The card I purchased says scrap. Scrap means remove a card from the game, which will make your deck slimmer so that these cooler cards pop up more often. Just to give some examples here of cards you could buy. When you buy this one, and then when it comes up and you play it again, this one is worth 2 currency, and it gives you the ability to add to the market. So that lets you throw another one out here to be able to be purchased. And then it also gives you the ability to remove from the market. So if you don't like something or you don't want somebody to get something, you could remove it from the game. Some of these cards have what's called synergy, which is for every pair of those that you play, you get to draw an additional card from your deck. Great. And then some of these, the horizontal ones, when you play these are permanent. So the scrapyard here, it gives me a point of currency every single turn. Then when my turn comes up, and I also have the ability to scrap a card each turn. Really, really neat, really powerful. And so the vault being sort of the main point and ability driver of this game, whenever I generate 7 currency, I could choose to go in here and I draw 2 cards from here and I choose one to keep. The cards with points are only in the vault deck and that tells you the value here, and it tells you the different kind of renewable energy it is. You will win either having a certain point value up to the number of players, which is in the rules, or a certain combination of different types of the renewable energy. But then there's also cards you can get in the deck too, like a shield crusher, crush an opponent's shields now. Sometimes the players will have a shield card to protect them from bad abilities. There's also cards in the deck here, and in the vault and in the market here, that will, see if I can find it, let you lock a vault. So in this way, I could prevent people from going into the vault until it's my turn. There's also ways to block cards out here from people from buying them until it comes back to my turn. So players will be doing this until somebody reaches the point value that is needed, equal to the number of players. That is in the rules. You can check that out yourself. Or they have a certain combination of different kinds of renewable energy that is also in the rules as well.
I mean, it's a deck builder, and if you've played other deck builders, you're going to be very familiar with the formula here. Things like Dominion, we've played a billion hours of Legendary and that whole system. But this is sort of like just the bind. All you need to do is buy to power up your deck, and then you're using that to buy from the vault deck points.
Yes.
So there isn't like a combat phase, there isn't like an action phase. It's basically you spend your stuff and go from there. Right. And in that way, it's really nice as sort of like an entry-level deck builder. Like I could see this being a good way in for younger players or people new to deck builders to figure out how it works.
Yes. Ages 10 and up on there, I think that's a good level to start playing with someone who is like 10, 11, 12 that hasn't maybe done like deck building, or other people that haven't done deck building before, like a grandma or whoever.
Sure.
This one you could take out and they could experience deck building and its most like distilled, interesting level.
And what we mean by that, you get, everybody starts with the same hand and you get just a few points, and essentially you're trying to buy better cards and you're trying to get rid of lower point cards, and so then you can buy a little more and buy a little more and buy a little more.
Sorry, not points, but like the currency.
Well, that's what I mean. Right. Yeah. And then essentially then you buy to win, you go into this vault area, which costs energy to go into, and then you're getting points there, and you can either win by points or collecting different types of energy. What do you need? 5 of a kind to win?
Yeah,
so 5 like solar, for example, or water or whatever. And so it does also, I think, in that same vein of slightly educational, I think you could have some interesting conversations of like, how does different types of renewable energy work, right? So, Eric,
I guess so.
I mean, just because it has a sunshine on there, I don't know if I'm going to start teaching my kid about solar panels.
Well, I just said it could bring up some questions.
Okay, yes.
Okay, I'm not saying you could before you play your next turn.
Yeah.
Let me talk about solar panels and how they work.
No. The theme is good. It's approachable for everyone. It's good. But did I ever feel like I was like generating power in a different way? Not really. Did I feel like I was saving the planet? No, not really. But it's a good thing to do.
Yeah. I think I think.
Go ahead.
I think in a different era that was more friendly to renewable energy, we would feel better about playing this game.
Okay, so you could have that conversation too if you want to.
Well, here's one thing. We kind of talked about this when we were playing it. I feel like it could express the theme a little better. And we talked about maybe having a co-op mode where you're like fighting big oil or something. And you're using what you're buying for the renewable sources to go against, say, an evil deck of a corporation or something. And then maybe it would feel a little bit more like the theme was incorporated into what you're actually doing.
Real quick, too, I think one of the things, too, we found playing the game is when you do go in the vault deck, you draw, just 2 base, you get 2 cards, and you pick one. The spread in the vault deck's a little diluted, I guess you would say, as far as what points you could potentially get. So it's
Sometimes
possible.
You might get none.
Yeah, it's possible for you to keep going in that vault and not get much, and then somebody else is going to the vault and getting more.
Right, and then there's also cards of like prevent your opponent from doing this or prevent your opponent from doing this. So there's a little kind of sabotagey kind of element to it. It's kind of a race to kind of get there in a way. I would say I thought it started a little too slow. I thought we played too many rounds where it was just like, okay, well,
I guess I'll buy this one thing. That's it.
Yeah, I'll get this one thing, and it's not very good. And I wish it kind of built a little faster.
Luckily, the game moves extremely fast.
I was going to ask, how long do we think we spent playing it?
20 minutes?
20, 30.
The whole thing? Half hour maybe?
Yeah.
So it does move quick, even if the beginning turns are slow. But really, with any deck builder, that's going to happen. You start cycling in the stuff you got.
Right.
That's kind of the pace it's going to take.
Right.
But it has some of the normal deck building stuff like synergy, where you're drawing more cards. It has the trashing, so you're getting rid of stuff to thin out your deck.
Right.
So it works.
Right. Who would like this game?
I think we kind of hit on it a little bit. I think I think this could be a gateway to more complex deck building for younger players, or even just players that are like, oh my god, I've never played a deck builder or something. I've never played something like this before. Well, let's start with this one. This one's a little more simple, and you can kind of get the concept of buying cards and getting rid of cards, and do you see how your deck kind of improves before you moved on to something else.
Yeah. And even probably more streamlined than even Dominion, which is sort of the OG deck builder. This might be one of the best entry points to a deck builder. That I've played at least.
Yes.
And then you could do Dominion, or if you're loving Dominion and want to try something different before you move on to, say, Dune Imperium or something, deck builder plus a bunch of other stuff on top. This is a good one to try as well.
Yeah, and not a huge time investment to do that. But yeah, so two games that I would say aren't like blow the doors off innovative.
No.
But I think they had some smart design choices in it, and it's like, hey, we're going to take this and we're going to put a twist on it, and we're going to make it a little more interesting by doing this, or in this case, we're going to simplify and streamline the deck builder, and we're all big fans of streamlined rules and fast play and ease of play and in and out of the box quickly kind of things as well.
Yeah. So, there's for sure something to be said about a game that just works and is pretty intuitive right as you're getting into it versus having to look up a bunch of terms and everything. And these both do that. And Catch 33 really did as well.
Oh,
you know what you're doing.
Right. Yeah, if you haven't seen, we did that's more of a dexterity game, right? And just kind of like flicking dice up ramps and trying to get them into a play field. Yeah, get into a cup on a play field. So, so anyway, that's kind of the size of it for these two games. Any last thoughts as we kind of wrap things up?
Yes, I recommend this game. I recommend it but you kind of have to know that it's not, like you said, both these games. Let's go back. I recommend both these games. But like you said, Scott, there's nothing like blowing the doors off, revolutionary. But they weren't trying to do that.
No,
they clearly weren't trying to do it. They were trying to come with a distilled, simplified, pretty much anybody can play these games.
Yeah.
And there is something to be said. There's something kind of refreshing about that.
Yeah.
And so I think if these look interesting to you, if these look fun to you, I think you could go for it, and it could stay in your collection for a long time, and they won't take up a ton of space.
Yeah, I believe strongly in having palate cleanser games, and those are inexpensive, small, easy to get out kind of games, and I think both of these would fit into those categories.
100%.
Or hey, we've only got 45 minutes left at our play session, but we don't want to leave because we all make plans to get here together to freaking play games. So let's pull out one of these other ones, And so I kind of think it very much fits into that kind of category.
Oh, it's the day before Christmas Eve. Grandma and Bobby, my cousin, are coming over. Well, he's 15 and she's 80, and we don't know what to do. We'll pull out Power Advance
while we're cooking dinner.
Yeah. pull
Let's roll
out
some dice.
Right.
Bone-Zai,
Maybe as a palate cleanser after they play, say, Twilight Imperium.
or Galactic Cruise.
Yeah. How is the Galactic Cruise going?
We'll get. You'll see.
Okay. All right.
Still not melting.
Thanks so much for joining us for this quick review, and thank you for Buddy Pal Games for sending this to us. And we tried to give our honest opinion on what we thought here, and I think there's some interesting things going on here. Depends on you and what you are looking for, the viewer. So give us some feedback, and we'll see you next time. I'm Scott.
I'm Eric.
I'm Casey. Thanks
Bye.
for watching.
Bonsai!
Bonsai!